Well, good morning, everybody. Happy April 25th. Oh, I forgot to turn on my coffee warmer. Uh-oh. Coffee's getting a little chilly. Hello to today's broadcast of Coffee with Steve. I hope you guys are ready for a nice big topic today. This is going to be, this is really just going to be talking about, where'd my notes? Where'd my notes go? Oh, my notes. Gotta bring those up. Oh, there you go. Yeah, so today, gotta remind myself, what am I even talking about today? What does it take to be a programmer? Ooh, okay, boy, Steve hitting us with these heavy topics every morning. Well, let's take a look at it, okay? I got a couple of points that I want to talk about. And I have quite a bit of experience in some stuff that I can probably help out some of you guys who are looking to get into the programming world and try to understand what it is you're getting yourself into. Well, I always got to do that intro, right? It's supposed to be professional. This is a professional video live stream, like I know what I'm doing. So speaking of which, every weekday, just to remind everybody, every weekday at 7:30, I do these, and that's Pacific time. So I don't know what your time is, obviously. I only know what my time is. But I do it before I get started at work at my job at Woz-U. And for those of you who don't know, I am the full stack. So I am the, I don't even really know what you would call my official position. I'm the subject matter expert for the full stack web division. I write most of the curriculum. I do a bunch of videos. I write up all the hands-on activities that you have to do, and I come up with the quizzes. Like basically all of the curriculum stuff, that's down to me. And I kind of help out with the instructors and mentors and everybody that's there on the education team in order to try to educate the students that go through the program. And I absolutely love my job there. It is amazing because just like I get to help you guys by putting these videos up and helping you guys learn some of this stuff, especially about Access and ASP.NET and C# and all those good things. I get to help students out every day basically by writing content and doing videos and all sorts of good stuff. So I love my job. And if you guys are interested in it, like Woz-U, and this is not a paid advertisement or something. I just really enjoy working here and I think it's a great opportunity for people. But all you have to do is just go to woz-u.com and you can sign up. Anyway, so every Friday, by the way, I wanted to mention every Friday, these are live call-in shows. So if you guys have something you want to talk to me directly about, you can just call in. I'm going to share a link at the beginning of the broadcast that allows you guys to come on through Google Hangouts. You just need a camera or you at least need a microphone. If you have a camera, you can show your face on too. But we're going to try to do that live broadcast every Friday. So that's going to be tomorrow, which I'm excited for. Also, if you want to, you can also be a member. So a lot of people have been asking me about how to become a member. How do I join? And there is on my YouTube page, let me just pull this up and share with you guys on my page, programmingmadeeasy.com. Boy, that's a real hard one to remember. Let's switch over to this one. There we go. Ooh, that looks incredibly bad. Let me move that over. Let me move that somewhere it's not in the way. Well, whatever. It's in the way. Okay, just deal with it. Anyway, so yeah, if you just click on this join button right here, and also I think it appears below any one of my videos. You just click on that join button, just $5 a month. And what I try to do is offer you guys some goodies along with that. All right, I try to offer... so first of all, you guys have oops, that's not the right one. So first of all, you guys have direct access to me. You guys can ask me questions. You can, you can come to me with your issues, and you submit an issue ticket just like you would for like a IT or any sort of support. You fill out the form, you send me screenshots, or you can send me the code, or you can send me files that contain information. Please don't send me viruses. I just immediately delete them. I have good anti-virus stuff. So if you just want to send me some information about what your issue is, then I can help you out. Again, that's just $5 a month. Also, you get 10% off in the Teespring store, which I hope you guys are have looked through at least the catalog. I love I love trying to come up with new ways of reaching out to you guys. So if you guys actually have something that you would like for your $5 a month, I'm very interested in hearing what that might be. Okay, enough with the sales pitch, Steve. What do you want to talk about? So what does it take to be a programmer? This is kind of, this is one of those things that I think I get asked a lot, but indirectly. Like nobody ever really says, hey, what does it take to be a programmer? No, it's kind of like, so, when you're a programmer, what kind of things do you have to do? Or, hey, I don't really consider myself like a mathematician, so would programming be okay for me? Like, that's the type of question I typically get. And the number one thing, and I tried to think about this and come up with kind of a condensed answer, and I realized that there really wasn't any need to condense it, because to me, there is only one thing that it really takes in order to become a programmer. And it's going to sound cliche, but it's dedication, right? You have to be dedicated. And I've seen thousands of students go through the Woz-U program. So I've watched every sort of individual you can think of that comes through the program, and I've seen failures, I've seen successes, and in every scenario, the ones that succeed, every single one of them have some level of dedication. They are dedicated to getting through the program. They're either dedicated to becoming a programmer or they're dedicated to completing the program. Sometimes that's what it is. It's like, I don't really care too much about this programming stuff. I just want to get through the education because I want to go get that job, right? And I don't like that. I don't particularly like that idea that I just want to get through this school so that I can go move on and get a job and a career doing something that I'm not actually all that interested in. That's kind of not a great thing in my opinion. The ones that are especially successful, though, are the ones that are dedicated to becoming programmers. Like, I love programming. I discovered programming. I love what computers can do, and I just had to learn how to do it. So I've seen lots and lots of students go through. I've seen students that like have some incredible obstacles that still make it through and succeed. Like, we had a student that had a stroke and still continued. There's one really famous one, Forrest. We actually have a video on our YouTube channel over at Woz-U about Forrest, who was like literally living in his van in our parking lot down at our Scottsdale office. Like, that's where he lived, and he went through the program, right? He succeeded. He had the dedication to be there and make sure that he was going through the school. And he actually got his very successful story. He ended up getting a job like almost immediately out of school. So it's really great. And then I've got like friends that like I don't want to bring anybody's names up, but I know people that have like past criminal records too, and that's also some of the students have like a criminal history. So that's another real big one is I have these I have some sort of shaded history or shaded past. And they go through this program and they come out the other side and they have the skills and they have the knowledge that are so in demand that sometimes those earlier activities can be overlooked. Not always. I have one very successful friend who had a very shaded past who is now running his own business, right? Like that's something you can do in this industry. But you absolutely have to have the dedication. If you're not willing to put in the time and the effort to go through and educate yourself or at least complete the program that's going to help educate you, you're just simply not going to make it. And you have to have that really deep desire, right, to really become a developer and feel like programming is where I want to go. Like, I love doing this stuff, and I always tell people, I love to program, but I love to talk about programming even more. Or actually, I say code. Like, I love to code, but I love to talk about code even more. And I do. Like, I spend so much time just coming up with, researching concepts, what's new out there. Like yesterday, I did the video on the new programming language from Microsoft. I love, like, exploring these new things. And I love it when people bring to me some new thing to go learn. I'm dedicated to my craft. I'm dedicated to learning. I'm dedicated to understanding programming. And without that dedication, I would not succeed, and none of the students would really succeed either. And that's what I see consistently. Students who fail can often have every opportunity and still fail. Like you look at some of the students that drop out, and you're like, why? Why? You have this amazing career opportunity in front of you. Programming, though it's not like simple, it's not really easy. It is something that just about anybody can do thanks to like the compilers that we have, right? You're not having to write assembly language, right? You can write in JavaScript or C# or Python or Visual Basic, or like all of these languages are based around concepts that users have, like what makes for a readable language, right? I equate it all the time to like if you're trying to learn English, right? If you're learning English, it's difficult. It is. There's hurdles. There's things that you have to understand. There's punctuation to worry about. There's verbs. There's nouns. There's, it's all sorts of stuff. Adjectives, blah, blah, blah. You have to understand the language in order to grasp it better. And that's basically exactly what you do with programming languages. That's why it's called a language, because it's something that you are essentially writing in a way that computers then, one of the great things that we have is a compiler that takes that language that is easy for us to comprehend, right? Or I should say easier for us to comprehend, and converts it into machine language, converts it into what will actually run on the machine. And that means that we don't have to write directly to the machine. Early programmers, right? I feel really bad for them, right? The Alan Turings of the world. Like, how in the world did you come up with a programming language? How did you tell the computer to do X, Y, Z and know exactly how it's going to work? That type of stuff for me is amazing. And there's lots and lots of people out there that are in this industry that know how to do that kind of thing. Me, I'm happy with my JavaScript and my Python and my PHP and my C# and all these other languages that make it easy for me. I'd rather have that. And that means that the bar of entry into this type of into this career is much lower. Like, you don't need to be an Alan Turing in order to program a computer anymore. You can be me, right? I barely graduated high school, okay? If I can do it, I think a lot of people can too. But I see these students who fail, even though they have like every opportunity to succeed, and it pains me. I've seen students who had prior education, even sometimes in like the IT field or whatnot, and they don't have the dedication to it, so they just blah. I've seen students have clearly plenty of funds, right? Plenty of money. They can they can do whatever they want with their lives. They decide to enter this program. Probably sometimes it's like to placate their parents, to tell them that they're doing something. And of course, they just don't really have any dedication to it either. And then I think that another thing that I've seen is students who have plenty of time, but just don't spend it on this. Like, they don't want to engage with this. And that's kind of the frustrating thing, I think, from a teacher's perspective, is we see a lot of students who are really, really dedicated to go through and be successful. And then there's this group of students who they don't think that it's going to be that difficult. They think that I can just go into the program, they're going to just walk me, they're going to handhold me through this stuff, and I'm just going to come out and I'm going to be making all this tons of Skrilla, right? I'm going to take tons of money doing this stuff. And that's just not how it works. You've got to put in some time. You got to put in some effort. You got to put in some dedication to learn this stuff. And that's where I think we have lots of students that they get to a certain point. Like we have one particular course that we walk them through HTML and CSS, and then as soon as they get hit with JavaScript, it's like, I'm out, right? Like, oh, it got a little hard for you? Oh, I'm sorry. Come on. It's JavaScript. We're teaching you about variables and arithmetic. Like, that's basically the course, and people are dropping out because it's too hard. Really? Like, what was so hard about that? I think it's just all of a sudden they realize, oh, I actually have to put in some time into this. I have to put in some dedication. I have to actually want this. And then they just, right? So that's been kind of my my general overall experience at Woz-U, watching students just come through the program, the good students, the bad students, just be dedicated. If it's really what you want, look, it may take a different amount of time for everybody. Like, it's an individual thing on how much time it takes. Some of you, it will take years to learn how to program. Some of you, it'll take like 6 months. Got it. Totally understand. I'm good. Now, they may not be to, the senior developer level at that point, but they can get it. They can get to the point where I totally understand this stuff. So it's an individual thing, right? Everybody takes a certain amount of time to go through the program or to go and learn this stuff. I don't even want to say program anymore. It's just, it takes different individuals, different amounts of time to learn how to program. And sometimes that could be discouraging, right? For somebody who takes a little bit longer, it can be very discouraging. But as long as you're dedicated, you can get over those things. You can complete those things. So I've seen students fail because they don't spend enough time working on this stuff. They think it'll be easy. And then one of the most inevitable things is when we have students that fail or are failing, they blame others. Not going to blame themselves. This is not my fault. This is the curriculum. This is the instructors. This is the mentors. This is the management. This is my finances. This is XYZ, right? They've got an excuse for everything, and they are not going to be held accountable. And I understand. I mean, I don't think anybody really wants to be held accountable, and it's easy to just kind of pigeonhole them on that, but that is kind of the case. As soon as somebody realizes that they're not going to finish on time, or they're not meeting the standards that are expected of them, instead of saying, okay, what do I need to do in order to get over this? What do I need to do in order to get to the next step? They go, well, it's your fault, right? That's what they do, as if we're the ones that forced them to take the course, as if we're the ones that are not putting in enough time to complete the course. It's just, every program is going to have obstacles. Don't get me wrong. Yes, there are always going to be issues. Every program that you try to enter, whether it's a school one or, whether it's an online education, or if you go to college, university, there's always going to be an obstacle. Even if you learn by yourself online, right? There's always obstacles. No program is perfect. So it's going to be easy to identify that's a problem and then say that's the reason why I didn't go, right? Because it's easy to identify. It's easy to spot the fly in the ointment, right? So they're not willing to actually dedicate themselves to proceeding and overcoming those challenges. And as soon as they're presented with a challenge, they're going to point fingers. And that's probably the most annoying student I think that we get. And if you're doing that to yourself, it's not doing anything to us. It's not doing anything to us as educators. It's doing it to themselves. Every time that they point their finger at someone else or point their finger at something else, they're really just pointing it at themselves, but they don't know it, right? It's their own issues. Now, again, sometimes there are legitimate problems. And in our program, whenever there's something that we identify that is definitely a reason why somebody would not complete the program or not complete the course, we go through and we say, okay, we're going to do some sort of compensation for this. We're going to, for those students who actually showed some dedication and showed that they were going to go through it, we typically come up with some sort of way to compensate for that. Okay. That is not really a problem. I don't think that we've experienced that kind of issue in the last year and a half. We haven't really had any sort of problem like that. There's again, obstacles, but we always find ways of overcoming them and getting the students through the program. So really, you don't have anybody to blame but yourself. That's the bottom line. If you have the dedication, you will complete the program. You will learn how to become a developer. If you don't, then you're going to just be one of those people that points fingers at everybody else. So you have to have a genuine desire to be a programmer. You have to have a genuine desire to be a programmer, and that should lead you to the dedication, right? You should be so dedicated to getting through this thing that you're willing to do whatever it takes in order to get there. And if you are that kind of attitude, you'll do it. You will become a programmer. It may take you a different amount of time than somebody else. And again, this kind of goes back to the imposter syndrome thing. Don't compare yourself to others, right? That's an easy discouragement. Don't compare yourself to others. Just because somebody else might be further along or doing better or knows more than you, that doesn't mean you can't do it. It just means some people learn at a different pace than other people. That's just the way it is. And if you can accept that, but continue to move on and be dedicated to proceeding through and learning how to program, you'll make it, okay? And if your only desire is to earn money, like if that's your only purpose, I am only learning how to program because I see lots of money in my future, that's probably not going to be enough to get you through. You got to actually enjoy what you're doing. You got to enjoy the challenge of programming. So, all right, with all of that, I am going to roll around to your guys' questions. And boy, ooh, the chat is filling up this morning. Love to see it. All right, boy, we got all the way up to 20 viewers at one point. Wow. Hassan Al-Mirafi. Hey, Steve, you have no idea how thankful I am to you. Aw, really? Well, I thank you. Thanks for being on here. Thanks for watching videos and joining me for these morning coffees with Steve. I really appreciate it. You guys have no idea how thankful I am for you. I get up every morning at like 6:30 in the morning just so I can do these things. That's how dedicated I am to you guys. All right. Yusuf Al-Matawa. And again, I apologize. If I'm mispronouncing anybody's names, I apologize. I'm just a lowly American who speaks American English. All right. Yusuf says, hi, Steve. Have you tried FileMaker? Is it better than Microsoft Access? I have not tried FileMaker. I have heard of it. Typically, I think more people are drawn to Access than FileMaker, but I do know that there have been some people that have used FileMaker and FileMaker Pro. Ross Schoaf says, I have used FileMaker Pro and it's so slow, feels like a dinosaur. Thank you for that insight, because I don't actually, honestly, I know of FileMaker, but I've never worked with it directly, I hope that makes sense. Hassan, Texture Tree says, coffee with Steve. Yes, coffee. Oh, that reminds me, coffee. Don't forget to drink your coffee. In goes the coffee, out comes the code. All right. Hassan Al-Marafi says, thanks for all guidance in all of your videos. I was able to gain new coding skills and got a promotion, and for that I'm really thankful. Aw. See, that's the kind of story that I love. And Hassan, dude, understand, it's not just the videos. Like, I'm glad that you're coming and watching the videos, but the whole point of this video is you were dedicated, right? You went through the process. You went and learned how to become a programmer. And because of that, you're successful. That's it. Like, if I didn't exist, you still would have found a way to do it, right? You might have picked up a textbook. You might have found some other YouTube channel. You might have gone through some sort of school or education. You would have done it because you're dedicated. So, good on you, man. Salam? Is it Shalom or Salom? Salomi? Salom? Tradiki? Salom Tradisi. I don't know. I'm sorry about my name pronunciations. I'm trying to get them right. Good morning. Listening to you while working. Oh, well, good. Yeah, I'm almost about ready to work. I got just a few minutes left before I got to get my day started. But thanks for joining us. Ricardo says, okay, I'll try this again. Ricardo Luis Santos Silva. Or maybe I should do that in my best, Spanish accent. Ricardo Luis Santos Silva. Hi, my name's Ricardo. I'm from Brazil. Hi, Coffee. Can you help me? Hi, Coffee? My name is not Coffee. My name's Steve. We're drinking coffee. Hi, Coffee. Can you help me? I need a code VBA MS Access to send email automatic. I inform what my MS Access is version 2007. So that is... Poor Ricardo. I imagine you're probably running your question through Google Translate or something, and it's doing you're trying your best, right? Oh, poor guy. So there is a video that I have on sending emails using VBA. It does send it. So if you just check out, here, let me switch over to this one. So if you go to my video list, I believe it's under playlists. There should be one. I think it's a how-to video. I always forget where this one is. Best practices. There it is. Access 2013. That doesn't make sense. Whoops. That's not the one I want. Where'd it go? Whoa. Oh yeah, there's Steve Wozniak. Where did it go? I don't want to replay. Go back. There should be 14 of. Oh, here we go. View full playlist. I got to click on the right thing. If it's not in here, it's probably in my. It's in my advanced series. Yeah, I think it's in my advanced series. Let's go back. You can also do a search from here, right? There's this little button right here. You click on this, you can do a search for email. Oh, there it goes. Send Outlook email with VBA. There we go. Send Outlook email using late binding. Okay, so you can do this one. It's the 26th video of my Access 2013 Advanced series. If you look that up, you'll go and find it. Also, there's one using late binding, which using late binding is better. Now, I would caution you that this is going to be some advanced stuff, right? That's why it's in my advanced series. So if you haven't already watched my basic series all the way through to understand what we're going to be talking about in this advanced series, then you might want to go and do that, okay? Otherwise, you might get a little bit on the confused side. All right. What's our next question? What do we got? How many programs we should learn? Kingsley Anton says, how many programs we should learn? Well, as many as you possibly can while actually getting it, right? So don't just keep going on. I had this discussion with one of our senior mentors the other day. He's asking me like, hey, should I go learn C++? And I started asking him all sorts of more specific JavaScript questions. I asked him, how confident are you with your JavaScript? He said, I'm pretty confident. And then I started asking him, like, okay, what's a closure? He's like, oh, what is JavaScript context and how does the 2015 ECMAScript, I forget exactly how I questioned, but how did 2015 ECMAScript requirements change that? And, it's just kind of like, there's all this stuff I don't know. Yeah, exactly. Like you should really get to know it. Make it something that you really, really have a good grasp of before you just immediately move on to the next thing. But try to learn as much as you can. Like there is no number because it just keeps going. Learn as much as you can. I love to tell people to start out with C# because I think C# is the one that you can kind of have as like your home base language. Everything else is easy to translate back into C# and understand. If you really got a full solid grasp of C#, everything else is a little easier to translate through it. Ross Schoaf says, what is the school you work for again? Woz-U? It's WOZU, so Woz-U. So this is Steve Wozniak's online university. Well, I shouldn't say university. It's not. I don't think that we're technically a university in the typical traditional sense, so it kind of confuses people. Let me just bring this on. So it's this guy, Steve Wozniak, who co-founded Apple with Steve Jobs. Okay, is pretty well known. If you don't know who he is, he's very well known in the industry. He's kind of the hardware guy. Like Steve Jobs was the salesman driver of the idea. He came up with the idea. Steve Jobs kind of came up with the idea of making the personal computer something that everybody should have. Steve Wozniak was the actual guy that built the things, like put the things together, figured out how to do it. So I'm really, really excited to be a part of his program. That's just awesome to me. We do have software development, cybersecurity, data science, and you can come here to woz-u.com and you can fill out you can fill out information like how to contact us and get more information, and like one of our admissions reps will reach out to you and talk to you about what we can do. We offer like financing and stuff to go through the school, so there's lots of ways to get through. You don't have to have all the money up front or anything like that. It's something that we want to see you get through the program, and we do offer financing to get you through. We also have like scholarships and stuff too, so to help reduce some of the costs if you qualify. Okay. Again, this is not meant to be a plug for the school I work for. I just want to let people know when they ask. It's good to let you guys know. Okay. Ricardo. So Kent says, Kent Dutro, thank you, by the way. Ricardo Luis Santo, check out Wise Al tutorials on YouTube. He did VBA email for Excel, but it works just as well for Access. I used it for my database. Good. Yeah, that's Wise Al. Yeah, Wise Al does have some good tutorials. Good stuff. All right. Intelligence I1 says, sorry, my name is Andy. We had message retracted. Okay, I don't know what was retracted. Sorry, my name is Andy. Tried to send you an email on your Gmail to ask how to join. Oh. Yeah, so if you want to join, all you have to do is just go to my main channel, programmingmadeeasy.com. You go there, there's a join button. You just click on that, fill it out. It's $5 a month. SA Consulting says episode 26. Thank you. Yes, we found it. Roman Nunez Ortega says, hi, Steve, or hey, Steve. I really love your videos, and I'm also so thankful for the way you explain and the way you talk. It's a shame I got to watch Coffee with Steve at 9 a.m. just when I go to work. Well, don't worry. I record it. It gets recorded, so if you guys want to come back and watch it later, you certainly can. So you don't have to join me live. Hassan Al-Marafi, or Al-Mur, how do you pronounce that? Okay, you guys don't want to hear me try to pronounce people's names. Hassan says, a question, Steve. Can I integrate MS Access Database to MS SharePoint? I hope you make a video about it to take solution application next level with regards to size limitation. Okay. Yes, you can with Access 2010, I think, up through at least in 2016. I don't recall if it's in 2019 or not. You probably can in 2019. I don't know why they wouldn't. But yes, what you can do is you can create something called a SharePoint list, and the list can act just like a table. Basically, that's all a list is in SharePoint, is a table. And you can use that as an actual, as a table in your Access database. And all you have to do is you just have to say, like, a link. You just set it up as a connection in your database connections to that particular view. Unfortunately, I can't really do that as far as a video because I actually would need a SharePoint account. And the only one that I have is with my job, and I can't really show job related stuff. Okay. But it is very simple to do. You just have to create a list on SharePoint, and then you connect to it with you don't even have to do it with VBA. You just do it with, as a linked table in Access, and then it works just like any other table, just like as if you're connecting to SQL Server or MySQL or another Access table. Salom Tradisi says, ha, it's okay. Sounds more like Salome. Salome. We work on NetCore in here, and your videos helped me a lot, especially the ones about login, so thanks. Oh, good. Yeah, so that actually kind of brings me to another point. I've noticed quite a bit of a drop-off on some of the subscribers and viewers, and I've been trying to figure out why that is. Why is it that I'm losing views, I'm losing subscribers, I'm losing people when I'm making more content, and when my videos, I've been trying, I know that I haven't been doing a lot of the instructional educational videos, and I do plan on getting some more posted here pretty soon. But I think that what it might be is, I think a lot of you guys, especially, I noticed that the poll, I looked back at one of the polls that I put up, and a lot of you guys are here for ASP.NET and C#, which kind of surprises me because the basic C# course that I posted gets hardly any views. So I guess it was just mostly the ASP.NET course that people really enjoyed. So I'm thinking that once I get done with my web, my web application, my front-end application course, I'm going to dig it again into some of the ASP.NET stuff. And that should give .NET some more time to kind of solidify exactly how it's going through. Right now, ASP.NET Core is in version 3.0. They're already working on a 4.0. Good grief. But, so give it some time to kind of settle down a little bit with some of the new features that they put in. And then hopefully I'll be able to come back around to it and start doing some of that. So once I'm done with my web course that just kind of tackles the basics of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, I may throw some stuff in there about jQuery. But then I'm going to hit the back end with some ASP.NET stuff. Okay, intelligence join button does not work in Africa where I am. Well, don't worry about that then, man. You don't have to join. It's cool. Like if you do want to join and you don't have the join button, there is a PayPal button on there. If it says it says like what does it say? Support the channel, right? So if you go to here, let me flip over to this. So it does say support the channel right here, right? That thing right there. If you click on that, that'll take you to my PayPal. And if you just send me a message about what this is for, that way I can kind of tell that it's for, that you're trying to do it to join, because you don't have that option to join through YouTube. That's fine. Just let me know. Just send me a note so that I know that that's what it's for. Okay. It says join button, private. Okay, so I wish I knew how to pronounce that. I swear, some of these names I feel terrible because I'm not even sure how to pronounce this yet. Ohom Hahao. Privet from Moscow. Does maintaining CRM count as programming? Does maintaining CRM counts as programming? No. So, what do you mean by maintaining? Are you actually, is there a CRM program that you're continuing to, write software for? Are you actually having to do some coding on the back end to add features to it? Because that's programming. If all you're doing is entering in details about about customers, that's not really programming. Hassan says, try submitting. Okay, good. Awesome. Thanks, much appreciated. All right, guys. So that is the end of my chat. I'm already about 10 minutes past when I usually try to end these things. I really appreciate everybody coming on and asking me questions today and talking about this. What does it take to be a programmer? Okay, I just want to, again, remind you guys, what it takes to be a programmer is the dedication. Whoa, got some quick questions here. Parada says, a lot of YouTubers have the same problem. They lose subs every time they post a video. I think it's more of a YouTube thing than real users' decisions. Mrs. CYM So Fly. Hey, thanks for joining. I have a MS Dev account E5 if you want to come hang out sometime. I can show you what I'm trying to do better than explain. Wow, you got an E5 account? Wow. All right, yeah, maybe we should. How says fixing code. So you are actually fixing code. So yeah, if there's code that you're working on, you're programming. If you're rewriting stuff that's behind the scenes to make features work or fix bugs or stuff, that's programming. Hassan says, try subtitling your educational videos to other languages such as Arabic, Spanish, etc. It will definitely spike up subscribers. I've heard that. And the problem is, I'll have to investigate that. I don't know how to do the subtitles for for the videos like that. I know that there's the auto subtitling. I'm not sure how to do it in other languages, though. Oh, they give those things out for free for a full year. I didn't know that. I'm going to have to do that. You have an MS Dev account. Okay. I'm going to have to check that out. Okay. Again, I'm going to have to end it here, guys. I got to get back to work. I'm supposed to work. So, I appreciate everybody joining me today. And if you guys have any suggestions on topics that you guys want to talk about, please feel free to drop those in the comment section below, right? And let me know what those are. Don't forget tomorrow's live stream is going to be an open, it's going to be open for you guys to call in. It's a live call-in show. I'll send you guys a link through your Hangouts in order for you to connect, and we'll actually chat. Okay? We'll just, it's going to be an open Q&A session. I don't have any particular topic to talk about, so it's really going to be up to you guys to tell me what you want to discuss, but you guys can come and tell me in person. All right, so thank you so much, everybody, for joining me today, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Don't forget to drink your coffee. All right, bye-bye.